All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome on back to the Cinema Lords podcast. Got a nice little two-part review for you guys today. Two of, I guess, the summer's biggest blockbusters, arguably the two biggest blockbusters so far to this point. I got my buddy Kalos back in the house, first time in a while. The last time you were here was for the House of the Dragon preview.
Yeah, I didn't have much to say that day.
That was because you hadn't caught, well, not caught up. You hadn't rewatched since it was originally on, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You were with the audience. You were having me and Luke catch everybody up.
Yeah, I really didn't remember much from season one going into that conversation.
Before that, though, it had been a while, too. This is the first time it's been just me and you, especially in a long time. Probably since the Cobra Kai.
Back to the OG days.
Yeah, it's been a grip. So both me and Los checked out both of these movies. Weirdly enough, we went to go see Deadpool together last night. But on Wednesday, we both happened to go see Twisters at like the exact same time. Different places, but unknowingly. That was very funny. You sent me that text saying that you were at Twisters with your mom. And I was like, dude, like, we're literally walking into the movie theater right now.
Yeah,
Weird timing.
Went with my mom. Shout out Lisa, the GOAT.
I had a good talk with her at your cookout for like 20, 25 minutes, dude. Me and your mom just started like talking movies, just like going back and forth, talking about like our love for the theater and shit. Yeah. Probably the best conversation I had the entire night, to be honest.
She was feeling no pain that night. Got a couple nips in her, a couple Jello shots.
Feeling getting loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. She's a big time movie fan, though. I love that. Actually kind of reminds me of like my Auntie Marie when I was younger. So kind of why I love movies.
Yeah, my mom used to bring me to the movies all the time growing up, and I've consistently gone with her even through high school and after that. So I enjoy it. I just love movies, so and she does too. She'll stay up all night watching movies and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so we just both
big
the same
time
way.
movie buff. No, that's cool. That's very, very cool. I like that. My mom's not like yours. Like she isn't like going to the movie theater all the time. But my mom also like, but you know, she loves fucking TV, movies, all that shit. Anything I tell her to watch, she always checks out. And for the most part, she always ends up liking. She's watching Cobra Kai today. I told you that earlier.
Love that.
But today, we're going to be reviewing Twisters and Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's start with Twisters. This movie was everything that I wanted it and hoped it would be. It completely met exactly what my expectations were. It honestly might even been a little bit better than what my expectations were. Kind of like what we were just kind of saying about why we go to the movies, like your mom, my aunt kind of shit. These are the kind of movies that I fell in love with going to the movies. Like this was the perfect, like, especially now you can kick your feet up literally with all these reclining seats for the most part. I was at IMAX, so I couldn't do that, which, by the way, IMAX, huge bump for this movie, big time. But it's the perfect, kick your feet up, just shovel some popcorn into your goddamn mouth. Turn your brain off because it's a silly movie. Like, it's a silly, silly movie when you start laying out all the fucking... It's silly. But it doesn't matter because it's like, that's not what we're here for. This isn't Oppenheimer. This is a disaster movie and it's supposed to be a good time. And it is. This is a fun fucking movie.
Yeah. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was good. I didn't really know what to expect going into it. I just knew that it was going to be, a disaster movie, which I enjoy, and I just figured it would be, like you said, just a summertime blockbuster, just action, some comedic relief, and that's pretty much what it was, though. It was really good.
It is hard to judge all of these because right now there are so many of these, like, sequels that are coming so late down the road, so you don't know if it's going to be a money grab or if it's actually going to deliver. Like, is it going to be a Top Gun 2, which obviously was fucking amazing, but even Gladiator 2, I'm nervous about that one.
I can't wait. That movie looks awesome.
It does. Like, at first, I wanted nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
And then I saw all the castings, then we see the trailer, and I'm like, okay, like, now I'm kind of intrigued, but at the same time, it's like still in the back of my mind. I'm like, I hope this really Scott's back, and you have all this cast. So I don't think it's just a money grab. I think, they wanted to put something really great together. I hope that.
I've never pulled a faster 180 in my life because when I heard that they were making a Gladiator 2,
I was disgusted.
That's the best word to use. I was disgusted as well. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like that movie's just perfect on its own. There's no reason to make a second one." But no, then I saw the trailer and I was like, "Never mind." I'm like, "I'm in. I'm all in on this movie. Let's go."
Yeah. I think it is hard to get a read though on all of these. Like I said, these long time later sequels. But this right out of the gate, like. As soon as the movie starts, basically, like that opening sequence was fucking nuts. Like right away, I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "All right," but I didn't realize we were gonna be killing people 2 seconds into the movie. I was like, "This is crazy!" Great opening sequence.
Yeah.
Right away, I was like, I think actually right then and there I knew already. I was like, okay, like I'm going to like this movie.
Yeah.
Glenn Powell's not on the screen. That was awesome. It's only going to get better. We're only going uphill.
In that opening scene when the first guy died, I was like, all right. I was like, makes sense, whatever.
Yeah,
and then when
go.
the girl died second, like I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right. And then I did not see the main character's boyfriend. I can't remember his name, but I really didn't think that he was gonna die right there too. He just gets sucked up.
Smoked.
I was like, oh shit. I was like, all right. I was like, we're just going out and killing people right away.
I get you might not be the most athletic human being in the world, but that second girl could not even get like 1 foot up that like the underpass ramp up. Like couldn't even get one single. Like come on. I know it's wet, but you gotta get like. Can you give me a foot and then a jump, maybe something like that? You know what I mean? Help me out.
Yeah, she did look like an absolute nerd though. So.
Yeah, she certainly did. She certainly did. But fucking right away, I was like, all right, this is gonna be fucking a good time. Like this is gonna be a fun movie, even though if it is with people dying. But I was like, this is what I came here for. Yeah. Glenn Powell doesn't come on for a while, but boy, when he came on. He was great. He was fucking awesome in this movie. He always is. I'm so in on Glenn Powell. It's not even funny.
Yeah, he crushed it. Yeah, I thought he was the best character of the entire show. The entire movie. But I thought the main character, the girl, was kind of boring in my personal opinion, though. Like I don't know.
She wasn't. Yeah, I don't necessarily love that casting entirely. Like I think her character could have been played by somebody different.
Yeah, she just didn't do it for me for some reason. I don't know. She wasn't bad, but she just didn't wow me by any means. Whereas I walked away from that movie and I was like, Glenn Powell like wowed me.
Yeah,
like,
he always wows me. Every time he comes on screen, he wows me. Actually, we'll get to that in a second. Elle Fanning. There we go. I think this girl would have been better for that main role.
So any relation to Dakota Fanning?
Dakota Fanning would be. I think they are.
Well,
I think so. Yeah, they are. Look at that. They are sisters.
Yeah.
She's like the girl, like, I know her, at least I know her the most from Super 8. She's like the girl in Super 8.
That's what she's from?
Yeah, that's like her. Like, that was obviously 2011, actually. It's right here in front of me.
That was a great movie.
Yeah, I love that fucking movie. Awesome fucking movie. Talk about opening sequences.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that one in theaters, dude. I was fucking, theater was shaking. It was so loud. But Glenn Powell, so back to what we were just saying, being wowed by Glenn Powell. The part which you actually see it in the trailer, but the trailer doesn't know justice. When he comes out of the house, it's raining. He's got the white T-shirt on, which is literally painted to his person, and then he puts the cowboy hat on. I out loud in the movie that I was just like, God, he's cool. And Holly just looks over at me and starts laughing, and she's like, you need help. I'm like, all right, fuck that, I need help. I'm like, you joking? I was like, that guy's cool.
I want to be that guy.
Yeah, fuck yeah, I do. He was the fucking man. Guy fucking knew the whole thing. He was fucking obviously a smart ass meteorologist. He knew his shit, and then he was smart enough to be like, all right, I can just be like, I'm a cowboy. I can just capitalize on that on YouTube. All I have to do is have a personality. He was fucking great. His whole team was really good.
Yeah.
Like everybody in it, I thought was like funny, and it was like a cool little separate kind of individual. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I like this team as well.
Yeah.
Pretty good casting, I'd say.
I think so. His best buddy was awesome. He was just like the perfect best. He was like the perfect best friend.
Yeah.
Perfect little hype man.
Yeah, exactly.
He was great. The girl who runs the drones. As soon as I saw her, I was like a little bit like right away. I was like, because the only thing I know her from is American Honeys. I want to say it's with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, okay.
But it's like, it's a cringy movie. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all. It's like very dirty and uncomfortable and very long and boring kind of. It's mostly kids driving around in a van listening to music. That's the majority of the movie. Not great. But she ended up being okay in this. Thought she was okay.
Yeah.
Thought she was cool.
Yeah, she was funny. I thought she had some good one-liners in the movie. So
her fucking drone was serious. That's like the fucking that thing looked like a goddamn mini jet. That thing was serious. So this movie I thought had a great soundtrack. That was a big part of that whole crew blasting the speakers. Soundtrack was awesome, like country but hard country. A couple of Johnny Cashes mixed in. I liked the soundtrack a lot. I thought a big thing that it did very well was that because obviously you have a movie, it's called Twister, so you know it's basically that's the only thing you're getting. That's like the action is going to be these storms. But if you keep playing the exact same storm basically the same way 5 times in the movie, it gets stale. So I thought they did a very good job of changing how the storm came at you. You know what I'm saying? Like you have, obviously the one that they showed in the trailer, you have the twins. They come together, they form one big one, but you have the twins. Then you have the one that rolls through like the nuclear power plant. It creates like the fucking fire tornado. That's obviously very cool. That was sick. Then you have the one that comes out of nowhere when they're at the rodeo, which was kind of a very different dynamic because they're just there having a good time with everybody else. You have the sirens go off and you see like what it's really like, the panic on the ground, and you have that cool little like run sequence and they get into the pool. So that was cool. And like everyone just felt different. You know what I mean? The first one that she's with the new team or whatever, that one was kind of different just in the sense that they were setting up those things for the first time. And you were like figuring out, okay, this is the plan. This is what we're trying to do. So like every one of the storm scenes I thought felt like in a way unique. You know what I mean? Even though you're dealing with the same overall villain, if you want to call it, whatever, the same storm. You know what I mean? So I thought they did a really good job at that.
The science in that movie was stupid, though, now that we're just thinking about it. Like,
yeah, it's a silly movie.
Like, when they're setting up those, like, radar detectors or whatever, the things that were scanning the tornado.
Yeah.
It was annoying because they'd set the first two up. Like, they needed to get the triangle, right?
Right.
And so they needed the tornado to be in the middle. So they'd set the first two up in, like, 30 seconds. And then they'd be waiting on, obviously, the two main characters to set up the third one.
Right.
And they'd be chasing the tornado for like 5 minutes, like trying to get into position and stuff. And I'm like, this tornado is not just sitting in the same spot. So like when they would finally set up that third one, like wouldn't the first two that they set down, those would be way out of range. The tornado wouldn't be close to that anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think
made zero sense.
This is, like I said, this movie, it's a silly movie. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things about it that are fucking, I don't know, like.
I feel like they went a little heavy though on like the science part of it.
Yeah.
When the science was all bullcrap to begin with. Like, none of it was realistic. So I just, like, that was the one thing it kind of confused me about watching it. I walked away. I was like, why'd they make that so, like, science-y? But it was just all bullshit science. Like, none of it was real. Like, so.
Yeah. I did like in the opening thing that the girl mentioned, like, one of the things that they were shooting. Actually, no, the things that were in the bins. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the polymers.
Yeah. She's like, it's the same thing that's in, like, that they make in diapers. So it's just like, that's like to the woke people. It's just like, don't worry, we're not shooting dangerous things into the atmosphere. We put them on babies' asses, so it's safe. Don't worry about it. But what else? I think soundtrack, Glenn Powell being the fucking man. His team was really good.
Yeah.
The storms were unique.
Yeah, back to what you were saying. The storm when they were at the rodeo was cool because I like that. I think that was at night. That was the one tornado that came at nighttime.
Yep.
And so that was really cool to see. They did a good job filming that.
Yeah, and like the panic on the ground is a lot different than obviously the panic in the car. Which the panic on the ground was cool. It's very chaotic. Yeah. That dumb bitch in the hotel. She was like, 9 out of 10 times it's no tornado, and it's just like her whole car just got sucked up like 30 seconds later. That was wild. It was a lot of like a lot of times in the theater I was like, oh shit, like damn, like they're not fucking around in this movie.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite scene I think in the whole movie.
The rodeo hurricane.
Yeah, or a tornado.
I'm sorry, hurricane's coming next.
Thought hurricane season was over.
But nah, I think for the most part, I didn't really have anything that came away. It's like it's just silly, like I said, you know what I mean, but. Otherwise, I'd like say like at the end when she's the one that like drives in by herself to like fucking save the day, basically. Yeah. You notice? I don't know if you noticed it, but actually Holly was the one that kind of pointed out to me, and I was like, oh shit, you're right. But like she doesn't drill all the way down like Glenn Powell. Really? You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Like Glenn Powell shoots those things straight down to the ground to the point where you see a couple times like the truck.
Yeah, actually it presses up against the dirt.
It like bend. Yeah, exactly. And like she only put him down like fucking like halfway. And it was still able to like stand there even though it was a massive hurricane. Just like silly shit like that.
Hurricane again.
Shit. What the fuck? Why do I keep doing that? Now it's in my head. Shit. Tornado. I did love too that it ended like the ending and it was in a movie theater. I thought that was cool too.
Oh yeah.
I did love that.
Yeah. No, that was nice. That was cool that they like added that because you're obviously in the movie theater, so it's like you're just thinking to yourself like, oh shit, like imagine if this actually happened right now, like.
I think the biggest thing to take away from this is to not live like in Oklahoma or any other like middle plain state. Yeah, this seems awful. Yeah, like the kids are at that little like the girls are at that little like whatever softball game, and like all of a sudden it's just like all right, game over. We could all die if we don't move right now. That's fucking horrifying.
Yeah. Not to mention there's nothing out there. They kept showing those little towns and like they'd get destroyed and like the town would be like 20 houses. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. I was like, this is a town?
Crazy. But yeah, like I said, this is a perfect summer blockbuster to me. It's the kind of movie that made me love going to the theater. I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again. I won't go see it in theaters again, probably. Might see Wolverine again, but I can't wait to watch it in my little theater over at the house. It'll be good on that too.
Yeah, I think going to IMAX was definitely a clutch move because I just went and saw it at a normal theater, and I still thought it was really good. But after like coming out of that, when you said you went and saw it in IMAX, I was like, oh shit! I was like, that was definitely the play to go see that movie. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, and you're gonna go see it, if you have IMAX available near you, I 100% recommend going to IMAX to see this. Pay the extra $5; it's worth it.
IMAX is fucking. I'm like addicted to this point. If I can go to IMAX to see it, I go to IMAX. It's just so much better.
Yeah.
I just get I get excited being in there too. I swear to God. Like when the countdown hits and like the 10 comes up, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, the theater is nice. It was nice watching Deadpool with that last night.
So perfect song. Yeah, I don't know. This movie was everything I wanted it to be. It was like I'd give it a hard B. Nice 85.
Yeah, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
It was good. I just thought the visuals of the movie was the best part of it. It's just they did a really good job with everything. It's really nice looking scenes, and then all the you got me saying hurricanes.
See that?
Too.
Wow.
Oh man, this is weird.
Rattled.
All the tornadoes. They did a really good job with it. They looked super realistic, and the CGI in the movie was done really well.
Yeah.
As well. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty much all I had for that one.
Yeah, definitely go see it though. If you guys got a couple hours to kill and you want to go see a fun movie, grab a big popcorn and go watch Twisters.
Yeah, no, good one for sure. I liked it a lot. Looking forward to seeing it again.
And don't bring your girlfriend because Glenn Powell's in it.
For sure. Yeah. Honestly though, like I actually did go with my girlfriend, and I'm almost positive I was drooling over it. I'd probably bet my life on it, to be honest. He's on the list. I gotta figure out how to get that board. I gotta get like a different setup going on in here and a fucking camera. I literally have wanted that board from day one. I want like a board that basically is just a list of men that cannot be talked about badly on this podcast. And then Glenn Powell's name would now be on there. No slander. There's no Glenn Powell slander on this podcast. Let's go to the big Marvel movie since Guardians, which actually was only a little over a year ago. But this one's been very highly anticipated. Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool's first movie at Disney, which has obviously to this point been a PG-13 world. Which right away, I think we can actually just start right there off the top. This movie did not go down at all because of Disney. Like this movie was just as violent, just as raunchy, just as many fucking curse words and crazy insults and however else you want to call it Ryan Reynolds does as any of the first two.
Oh, absolutely.
Didn't hold back at all.
No, I didn't notice any difference in regards to that.
No. Fucking the whole cocaine thing was funny. Like we can't do cocaine, but we can literally talk about it as much as possible because they talked about it like 5 times in the movie. They're like, right, we want to do coke, but we can't show that, but we're gonna still mention it. But this is the big blockbuster, like I said, the biggest project from Marvel since Guardians. Might even be bigger. It was very highly anticipated. Hugh Jackman back. The first like introduction of really mutants into this world. A little bit with Namor and Wakanda Forever. He's like the first mutant really that we've seen. But this really dove in. X-Men. We get the TVA back. There was a lot going on in this movie. A lot going on. Overall, I would say right off the top, I liked this movie a lot. I had a lot of fun watching it. I didn't love it. I liked it a lot. I had a good time. It's my least favorite of the 3 Deadpools. But it was still a damn good time. Another good summer blockbuster, kind of the same thing I just said with Twisters, is like kick your feet up and have some popcorn. And I actually feel very similar about these 2 movies, to be honest with you. It's just that I had higher hopes for Deadpool, where I had probably a little bit slightly lower hopes for Twister. So that kind of, you know what I'm saying? It balances out and it elevates how I feel about either movie.
Yeah.
I know you loved it.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing throughout that entire movie. I thought the cameos were awesome. Bunch of cameos in the movie.
So, as far as funny goes, let's start there. I thought it was funny too, obviously. Yeah. Laughed a lot. I thought, from a big laugh standpoint, this was the least big laughs that I had.
I got to go watch Deadpool 1 and 2 over again and compare them, but I don't know. I had no complaints. I was laughing consistently through the entire movie, so I thought it was hilarious. Ryan Reynolds crushes it always.
Yeah.
And honestly, Hugh Jackman was pretty funny as well.
Yeah.
I thought it was one of his like funnier roles in the Marvel universe. I feel like his character's usually a little drier, a little more serious tone in his movies, and he was kind of getting into the the comic side of it as well. So
no doubt. I think that Ryan Reynolds has been obviously wanting to use Wolverine as a character for basically, I think, like forever, because he's been wanting to play Deadpool like his entire life. He's talked about it. And then since he's been Deadpool, like he's been so heavily talking about Wolverine so goddamn much. So I think this is a case of him knowing characters well and how to use them well. And then I think that you can tell that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman have been hanging out like a lot over the last several years.
Yeah.
Because not even in this movie, I've seen a bunch of like press and stuff. I just watched them actually before the movie yesterday. You know that YouTube interview show with Hot Wings?
Yeah.
That one?
Yeah, Hot Ones.
Hot Ones. Yeah. That one. There you go. That's the name of it. They did that, and I watched them in that, and I was cracking up, but you could just tell like Hugh Jackman, like Ryan Reynolds was almost like rubbing off on him a little bit, like his ability to like banter and fucking sling it and talk shit and joke. It seemed like it rubbed off a little bit on him.
Yeah, I definitely got that vibe. They definitely seem like they're pretty like tight and like actually good friends in real life. So it just translated onto the screen, which made things really smooth.
Definitely. But yeah, like I said, the funny thing first, I laughed throughout the whole thing, constantly laughing. Like it was very funny. Like I said, like there's a few times in both the other two movies where I like belly laugh. You know what I mean? And this only had like maybe like one or two like tops where I was like really fucking laughing hard. Cameos.
Yeah.
Cameos.
Ton of cameos.
A lot of cameos. Mostly good, I would say. I didn't really...
We doing spoilers?
Oh, yeah. We already did spoilers for Twisters and shit. Yeah, if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine, don't watch this.
My favorite cameo by far, and not even because necessarily their performance, was just Wesley Snipes as Blade.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I was not expecting that in the slightest bit, and then I just love the Blade films. So I was pumped to see.
I haven't watched those in a while.
And honestly, I haven't seen Wesley Snipes do a movie in forever. If he has been doing any, it's been terrible ones because I haven't seen them. So yeah, so it was just great to have him back in the movies. That was awesome.
He was awesome
coming back as Blade. That was sick.
And he had a big moment, at least for like inside Marvel, when he was doing the rocket launcher, and he's like, I think he says, like, I'm Blade, motherfucker. And then he goes, and he looks at the camera, like breaks the fourth wall himself, and he goes, and I'm the only Blade there's gonna be. Yeah. Almost hinting at like that Mahershala Ali movie never being made, which I am fully starting to believe that movie's never getting
Just
made.
Bring back Wesley Snipes. I don't care. I don't care if he's 60 years old.
I don't think the problem is Mahershala. I think the problem is everything attached. The director, the script, the writers. Like there's been chaos.
All sucks,
and the movie, like that's like a surefire sign that the movie's gonna be bad. Like every time that's ever happened, the movie's always shit.
Which is a shame because if there was anybody to replace him,
he'd be fucking awesome.
Mahershala Ali would actually be sick.
Fucking awesome.
He'd be awesome as Blade. So it sucks that they can't put it all together, but
he's got the perfect fucking look for it. He'd kill it. He's awesome. I love Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, I can just like if I can view him, I can image him in my mind of him looking like Blade, and that would be sick.
Yes, absolutely, I can too. So that one was good. The Electro one was like fucking random as fuck to me. That one was one like I saw rumored online. I was like, why the fuck would we make a cameo from quite literally, arguably the worst superhero movie of all time? Elektra is so bad.
Yeah. She wasn't great in this movie either. I mean, it was just nice to have. It was a nice throwback, but like her actual acting in the movie was kind of subpar, in my opinion. It wasn't anything great.
The Daredevil joke was funny. I was sorry to hear about Daredevil, and right away she's like, "It's fine." And then you think about it, and you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, they were actually married." Like Ben Affleck fucked up. Shit, that's right. I think he cheated on her. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Sounds like a Ben Affleck thing to do.
It does sound like a Ben Affleck thing to do. You're absolutely right.
And that's no disrespect to Ben Affleck. I love Ben Affleck. So,
that one was good. The X-23 one was awesome. I was very happy to get her back. And I did notice at the end of the movie, she was the only one that was back. Like when they go to that little dinner table or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Blade, Elektra, and then Channing Tatum's Gambit weren't all there. But they made sure to show like X-23 was there. So that makes me assume that she's going to be a character that we're going to use again down the road, which is awesome. I think she's fucking badass. I think she's a little savage. And I think she got hot, which I said to you earlier, actually, in the car. And I had just watched Logan on Wednesday. I watched Deadpool, Logan, Deadpool 2, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like leading in. And obviously in Logan, she's like, I don't even know, like 10 or whatever, some shit like that. And then we saw her in this, and she came on screen. And obviously, I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else. I don't even know if she's like a big time actress.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But I saw this, I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay, X-23, you grew up down here in the void, huh? I see you. So I liked that one. Gambit was funny. Channing Tatum he finally got his moment as Gambit. He wanted his own movie for forever. That's been rumored.
I didn't even know any of that. I had no.
Oh no!
I had no fucking clue that Channing Tatum was in this movie, and I love.
I didn't know that either.
I was bummed when he came on screen.
Oh,
but his accent for his character was abysmal.
Which is probably exactly why the movie never got made.
Yeah. Oh my god, that in itself would just make you laugh because it was so bad. Like it was wild.
Ryan Reynolds on Deadpool made like 3 jokes about it.
Yeah. Horrible. Couldn't understand anything he was saying. He just sounded like a clown the whole movie. But
yeah. Chris Evans was obviously like that one was definitely the biggest surprise to me, even more so than Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Like if you would ask me beforehand which one had a better chance of being in the movie, I would no doubt would have said Wesley Snipes. I was like, I guarantee you it's like a short day or 2 days work for him. They're gonna give him a bag to do it. I was like, that's an easy decision. Where Chris Evans seemed like he was done with like Marvel, not like in a bad way, but like he was just done with it. And then he popped up, and I was fucking stunned.
Yeah.
I like gasped. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then for him to be the Human Torch version was fucking awesome too. Like that was great. Fucking Johnny Storm. They brought back a bunch of the Fox X-Men villains. They're all down there in the void. They all work for Nova. Nova was good.
Yeah.
I thought she did a good job. I want to see more of her for sure.
Yeah, she was a good villain.
I would say arguably my favorite soundtrack of the 3 movies. I thought the soundtrack was fucking awesome. Really good. Which they're all good. They're all very good. But I liked this one a lot.
Yeah. That soundtrack was great.
Yeah. What else? I guess for the things I didn't like, I missed the crew. I missed especially like say like Colossus, for example, because he is an X-Men. Like he's dealt with Wolverine or Wolverines before. So like I would have liked some version of interaction there. I like Colossus in these movies. I like how he interacts with Deadpool too, and like obviously he just completely cut out of this movie.
Yeah, that's the guy with the medal, right?
Yeah.
Which is weird because they have him like in the very beginning of the movie, and they have him at the very end, but they don't include him at all, like during the major portion and story of the movie.
Which is basically that whole entire crew. Like I can never think of the cab driver's name, but he's fucking hilarious. He was the same thing. Then you got Negasonic Warhead, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, and Yukio. Which Yukio still got her little like 2 minutes was just funny. She cried. That whole little dynamic is very funny to me.
Yeah, I love that. Fucking Deadpool loves her.
Yeah. What's the guy there that was like everyone was like Paul? Is it Paul? The guy that was from X-Force who dressed up in the Deadpool costume and everyone.
Peter.
Peter. That shit was funny.
Yeah.
That shit was funny. The dog pool shit was funny too. That dog was fucking like just ugly as hell, but.
I thought it was
No, go ahead.
You're good.
When Ryan Reynolds like had like the mask off and he like the dog was just like licking his mouth, and all of a sudden like they go back to him, he's just like licking the tongue back. Just like still like completely listening and just like looking at the conversation, just making out with the dog. I was fucking. That was one of the hardest times I laughed that whole movie. That fucking cracked me up.
Back to the Peter. What do they call him? Peter Pool?
Peter Pool, yeah, Peter Pool.
But it was that was a cool scene when all the variants of Deadpool come out.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
You have Lady Deadpool, and then you got Baby Deadpool, and all this.
Cowboy one was awesome. Yeah. Fucking Cowboy.
Yeah,
Deadpool.
the fucking Samurai Deadpool, like all these ones. So there was a bunch of variants that come out, and then
one that looked like a Power Ranger, basically.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that one. But I thought it was hilarious though. Like. They all love when Peter Pool shows up. They're like, Peter, and then just completely like sidetracks them all. They're all fucking pumped to see their Peter.
He says, "What is it?" He goes, "Have fun with my Peter." It says to him as they're leaving. There was a bunch of talk on the internet who was going to play like Lady Pool because they kept showing like who is this, and so it was like basically like Blake Lively or Taylor Swift, the 2 big things I saw, and then like it wasn't anybody.
Yeah, it never gave any sort of identity at all.
Nope. That was actually. I think as far as action, that was, I think, my favorite action scene of the movie.
Yeah,
I just like when scenes are shot like that.
Yeah.
The I think it was the first 2 Wolverine fights where it's just Deadpool and Wolverine. Oh no, more so the first one, because the second one was after Wolverine talks a bunch of shit to him. That one was better. The first fight with Wolverine was like, I thought, very choppy. Like,
Yeah,
it felt
when they were
like
in
it
the
just
desert and they were fighting.
Yes. Yeah.
Right next to the 20th Century Fox sign that was half buried in the ground.
Yes. I thought that one was like very, very like heavily edited, like chopped. Like it was so fast, and it was like almost hard for me to like almost like see what was actually going on. You know what I'm saying? And it was like so zoomed in where I was just like, all right, like all I see at this point, all I see is slashes. Like, which I don't know if that was the point. If that was like kind of like what they were going for, maybe it was just like these guys can't kill each other and they're just gonna cut each other to bits, basically. But it was like that was actually one of my cons with the movie. It was like I didn't love that one, and there was another one that I didn't care for too. I can't remember which one it was though, but I do know the fucking army of Deadpool. That was like my favorite one by far.
The fight scene between Deadpool and Wolverine in the car too was sick.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was really good. That was a good one. I liked how it wasn't like obviously like Guardians, but in a way it kind of was like that Guardians 3 scene when they're coming down the hallway, which is probably the best part of that movie.
Yeah,
the movie was awesome. Like I liked how like they did something similar. Like they literally just started here and they just fucking moved the camera, one camera the whole time, so it's just like one long shot. To me, that's like, and you can see everything so much cleaner. Like that's just so much better in my opinion as far as like how to shoot a fight scene.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't want to do that every single time, but I was like, that's my style. I was like, that's so clean, it looks great. Fucking, I totally thought for sure he was gonna fucking. I was like, how far are we gonna push this Disney thing? I was like, we can't do coke. But I was like, can Ryan Reynolds shoot this baby in the head? Because I was like, I totally think he's about to. That baby pool who was like laughing at the end, and Ryan Reynolds just talked shit to him instead. But I was just like, Ryan Reynolds gonna shoot this baby. I totally thought he was going to. I really did, and that would have been. I would have fucking died, dude. I would have been cackling at the top of my lungs.
I did enjoy the jokes too. They were just shitting on Fox
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah. Like the entire movie, that was constantly a theme.
Yeah, that was good. Was there anything else? Best soundtrack? I talked about the fucking Oh, all right. So then, one of my other cons, I guess it was a very like nitpick kind of thing, but like I don't get the whole, almost like reason for the movie in a way. Like Vanessa leaves him, like that seems wildly impossible to me, just because of what we've seen in the first 2 Deadpool movies, and like I don't know, that whole thing was weird to me. Him just like giving up being Deadpool to like sell like. I don't know how we got there from where we were, like how we left the second movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he took the Cable's time watch, went and did a whole bunch of Deadpool shit, and then was just like, all right, I'm done being Deadpool. Like to me, I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah. The first 10 minutes of the movie where he's not Deadpool and he's just like himself, like working a 9 to 5 and like. Yeah. I was like, where are we going with this movie? I was like, this is weird. Like I was like, I've seen enough of your face from one movie. Like I want you, I want you in your
fucking Halo. Put the goddamn mask on.
I want you in your fucking in your outfit. Please.
Which we got fucking. Speaking of outfits, Wolverine's suit looked sick when he put the mask on. That was sick.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
That was all very, very fucking cool. But yeah, like I said, the Vanessa thing was kind of weird to me. Didn't totally make sense. Nitpicking things, like just small things that I noticed. I did think like. Fuck.
Ramsey's pissed.
All right. Anyway, my cat
he wants to produce the show. He's upset.
I literally just like lost my fucking train of thought.
I definitely was him. I heard him just meowing outside behind the door.
God damn, man.
He just butt-headed it.
No shit. I fucking completely lost where I just fucking was. I just got done talking about fucking. Oh yeah. Like small things, like fucking the first 2 Deadpools. I don't know if you remember, but like the opening credits, it's just like rather than having like the actual people that are in the movie. Dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm sorry, everybody. I got Wolverine at my fucking door right now. But it would say like all kinds of funny shit. Like say like instead of saying Ryan Reynolds, it'd be like the fucking guy. Like in the second one, they kill off Vanessa in the opening. So it was like somebody who's like too much of an egomaniac to shit like to share screen time. For the director, it's like one of the guys who killed John Wick's dog. And the first one, it's like the writers, the real heroes here. And then in the second one, it's the writers, the real bad guys here. It's like shit like that, you know what I mean? This one, they actually like did legitimate fucking opening credits. So that I was like, all right, maybe that's a Disney thing, because why would they not do that? You know what I'm saying? To me, that was definitely a Disney move. That Feige was like, no, we got to actually put the people that fucking made the movie on the screen.
Yeah, it was definitely different. I enjoyed the opening scene, though. I thought it was hilarious.
Oh, the bye-bye shit was hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, that shouldn't have changed at all. That was great.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about the actual
the
shit.
credits.
I also thought it was weird. I can't remember any Disney. I could totally be wrong. I don't remember any Marvel movie that's ever gone like just straight black screen credits, like right after the movie. Could be wrong, like I said, but I don't remember a single one doing that. You always get the fancy fucking credits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then possibly sometimes an extra credit scene, and then black titles, and then sometimes another extra credit scene. This just jumped. I was like, all right, that's a little different.
Yeah.
The end credit scene was funny.
Yeah. No, that was hilarious.
That was funny. Nothing important, but it was funny. What else? There was a couple of other things I did. I think one of the biggest things of the entire movie that we didn't talk about, the fucking Thor.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we can't call it a vision, but like the video, I guess.
Yeah.
The fucking Thor crying over like his dead body.
Yeah, so Deadpool goes to the TVA.
Yes.
And he sees just like a bunch of clips from like his future and past, like on the monitors. And
just like they did in Loki.
Yeah, one of them is just a scene of Thor holding Deadpool, and then Thor is just like crying, like weeping emotionally. And that was just a running joke throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, he kept asking about it.
He's just like, hey, so why
Thor in the dreams?
Yeah, why was Thor holding me?
One of the times he went, God of Thunder. When he sees it though, fucking what's the bad guy's name? Is it was it like Phantom? Not Phantom. Fucking Photon. I can't think of his fucking name. But you know what I'm talking about, the bad guy for the TVA.
Oh yeah.
When Deadpool starts like looking at that screen or whatever, he's like, "Oh nope, too soon. You're not supposed to see that yet." And like he shuts it down. It's just like, so are we gonna see that? Like, did you guys just like hint at how Deadpool's gonna eventually die? Which. That was another thing kind of about the ending of this movie, as far as not just the black credits go, but like they didn't really like leave anywhere for us to like think where Deadpool goes next. Like, there's, you know what I mean? Like we could, I guess, see him in like Secret Wars. I don't know where we would see him before that though. He didn't like interact with anybody else. Didn't really interact with anybody besides Wolverine in the entire movie. But there's nowhere like for his character to go. I feel like, at least not for us to think.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So probably Secret Wars, which is probably when to get back a lot of people. Fucking, that's when Star-Lord, I think, is going to be back.
When's that supposed to be coming out?
2026. So, Agatha, which that's serious, who gives a shit. The next one is Captain America. And then Thunderbolts. And then it's still slated, even though it hasn't started shooting or anything, but it's supposed to be Blade in November for like the third year in a row. Which, of course, is not going to fucking happen.
Yeah, no.
What comes after Blade? That's November. I feel like there's something else before the next Avengers movie. I could be wrong, though. And then there's a couple things that, like, don't have slates yet. Like, Shang-Chi 2, I know, is already, like, heavily in production. And then the next Spider-Man movie is also supposed to be, like, not far off. So those are things that are going to have to be slated in at some point. Just kind of a matter of when.
Yeah.
But that's good. I think we need that. I think we need fucking Shang-Chi and Spider-Man back. I'm very excited for a Shang-Chi too. I loved Shang-Chi.
Yeah.
And obviously I always want Spider-Man. I think we need to see Peter. Someone's got to take over this fucking new team. Someone's got to take off like this new generation. And if it's not Spider, it's either got to be like Peter or Doctor Strange. It's one of the two. Or like, you know, two collaboratively. Even if we do see Thor back, I don't think Thor's much of a leader.
No.
I think he's more of a
yeah,
just a soldier, like a fucking a nuclear weapon, waiting to blast. So yeah, I don't know. I think we'll get a lot of characters back in fucking Secret Wars. But next thing we got on the slate is Agatha. Yuck, gross. Couldn't be less excited.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
Couldn't be less excited. Let's see. I think that's all like the individual things I had for Deadpool. The only like. I liked this movie a lot. I'm going to watch it probably a billion times, and I'm going to enjoy it every single time. But people have been talking about like how this saga so far has not been very good, and I actually will take like quite a few movies over this one. I'm not, like, I preferred Spider-Man No Way Home over this. I definitely prefer Shang-Chi over this. Those are the two that Guardians. So actually, no, Guardians is definitely my favorite. Then either Spider-Man or Shang-Chi, and then probably this, I would say. But I mean, still pretty good.
Yeah,
but,
I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought it was funnier more than anything.
Yeah, it was funny. It was good. Hugh Jackman was great. Hugh Jackman was awesome. I do wonder if this is going to be his last hurrah. They kind of hinted at that. He said not likely, but I've seen a lot of rumors about him coming into different things. Like Secret Wars, obviously, is one of them. They brought in a bunch of, like I said, the old Fox characters from X-Men, which I was very surprised by. That kind of threw me through a loop. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know like if we'll see them again or if it was just for this movie. The X-Men are coming, though. Fantastic Four is coming. The X-Men are coming. Things are going to get crazy.
Yeah.
Which I think...
Yeah, it was great.
We need.
Yeah, exactly.
We need big time. Actually, that was one of the jokes.
I was just gonna say the exact same thing. I know you're talking. I already know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, fucking. You're coming in at a low point.
Yeah. They introduced Wolverine, and he's like, yeah, you're kind of coming into a low point, Marvel.
That
Sorry.
was good. That's the kind of shit that like. That's how you know like Feige is the man. Like he still like he draws a couple of like red lines here. He's like, okay, we can't be. Like in the second one, I don't know if you remember, but he literally takes a bag of Coke and he like puts it into his mask, and then he just fucking goes, and it like explodes all over his face, and then he literally like he just like fucking does a Coke fucking wave. I was like, okay, that's an understandable line, but we can still talk about it, and we can still like even hint at like, you know, we're openly bad. We're talking about our own product. I was like, okay, like, good for you, Feige. You're the man. Letting it sling.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I said, this movie doesn't hold up at all. It's still rated R to the highest degree. It's still funny. It's still got good action, though. Some of the scenes I didn't care for. My least favorite Deadpool, but I still liked it a lot. Hugh Jackman was good. I don't know. To me, this was just the least Deadpool-y movie of the Deadpool.
Did you like Twisters or Deadpool better?
It's like I said, it's kind of like tough to say because, like, I don't know. I like in the theater itself, like watching the movie, I probably enjoyed Twisters more, to be honest. I don't know if that means I like it more or I don't know. But I was just like, I liked Twisters a lot more than I thought I was going to. Not a lot more, but more than I thought I was going to. So
yeah. I liked Deadpool better just because I felt like I was just constantly engaged from start to finish. Like it never really has any slow points to it. Whereas with Twisters, which obviously you can't just have tornadoes the whole movie. Yeah. So there's little stretches where it's like kind of slow. And so that's the only reason why I liked Deadpool a little bit better. Because there was certain stretches during Twisters where I was like, all right, like there's been a slow scene for like 10 minutes now. Like let's get back into the action here. So like, but it's understandable because you can't just have tornadoes and chaos for 2 hours straight.
Right,
like,
yeah. That would get stale as fuck.
Yeah. So
no, but like both movies are great like summer blockbuster movies. Like they're exactly what you want to watch in the summertime. Like they're just fun. Like you can shut your brain off. You can just have a good time. They're fun. You laugh. You fucking gasp a few times. It's just a good time. It's a good time. Grab some popcorn and just fucking kick back and go to the movies. It's great. Yeah. Both movies I saw in IMAX. I think both enhanced. I always think I always say if you can go to IMAX. Yeah. Always go to IMAX.
Yeah, the IMAX experience was nice.
Yeah, it's great. I think that's it. All right, Los, thanks for coming by. Thanks for doing the pod.
Appreciate being
on. Thank you, Kirk, as always, putting the show up on the YouTube network, getting more eyeballs on the show. Thank you, Kirk. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Happy watching.